Hey guys, Logan here, and hey, I'm back to my, sitting on my bed thing for my YouTube channel and all that stuff. I still have to heal my ankle because there's still this sprain feeling, but it's doing a lot better right now. So let's get that out of the way. Last night I went to see the latest installment of the MCU, or Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Forest Whitaker, Lupita Nyong'o, I'm sorry I messed up your name, girl, and a whole bunch of black actors and actresses, as well as a couple of white actors in this film, like Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis from Avengers Age of Ultron. So this movie takes place after Captain America's Civil War, and it follows Chadwick Boseman's character T'Challa, aka Black Panther, returning home to his African nation of Wakanda so that he can be crowned the king of Wakanda. But then he had starting to have some troubles along the way, like Erik Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, coming in to try to take the throne from him and make sure that Chadwick Boseman T'Challa doesn't become king before he does. And while Andy Serkis is out trying to get some various things to try to help him out, just to find Wakanda and take it out. Now, I have been excited to see this movie for a few reasons, but the one that really stood out to me the most was Michael B. Jordan as Erik Killmonger. I have heard every single positive praise for his character as the best MCU villain since Loki, or even better than Loki. And that was the part about this movie that really got me excited to see this film. So after walking out of the Thursday night showing for this film, Black Panther, I gotta say, it was a very solid movie. It's not one of the best installments in the MCU, I will say, but it's for sure a really good film to watch. Black Panther is not like your typical, usual Marvel, action, funny adventure film where you get to just have nothing but a lot of fun watching it and just don't really think much about it, like Thor Ragnarok, which is basically more of a comedy than a superhero film, and I'm pretty much not a big fan of that type of style that that film was going for, but I understand why they did it. This film is not a Thor Ragnarok for sure. I mean, sure, there are some humor there and there, some pretty funny jokes in there, but this film does more than just have some jokes that can really make you laugh and feel entertained. This movie has a pretty serious tone and message that it was trying to deliver. It has a social commentary on everything from people to civilization to culture to anything else that is pretty much political. This is a pretty personally political film, and it doesn't take that political aspect in a way that just shoves a political message down your throat like some films do in the past. But and I'm pretty much pleased with that. I like how a film that pretty much has a political message doesn't really shove all of that down your throat as saying a women's march or black people are awesome and white people are not. It doesn't do any of those things, and I'm really glad it doesn't. It just showcases, but never really delved too much into that. Let's get into the cast. Chadwick Boseman was awesome once again as Black Panther, aka T'Challa. He's been doing so well in this movie. He has a journey where he has to be crowned the king of Wakanda, and he had other problems coming in his way as soon as this movie went on. And yeah, he did awesome in this movie. But the one actor that really stood out to me the most was Michael B. Jordan. And before I get into him, let me give you some insight. The last Marvel film, this is not the first Marvel film that Michael B. Jordan has appeared in. the last Marvel film that he has appeared in was Fantastic. Now that we got that out of the way. But in all seriousness, Michael B. Jordan plays the best MCU villain since I have seen since Loki. And he might be even better than Loki in my opinion. I mean, sure, Loki might have some lines that you might have every single line that you can remember from the Avengers that you think, okay, this dude is no joke. He can actually do some damage against the Avengers, and not just physical and all that stuff. But Michael B. Jordan, he took his performance as Erik Killmonger, as well as his acting skills and the lines he delivered and everything else he has with him in this film, that pretty much made his character so realized. You really bought into his motives, you really understand where he's coming from, you really understand his viewpoints and his beliefs and his opinions as to why he feels this way in this film. You know, trying to take Wakanda as the king instead of T'Challa. You don't condone his actions which involve killing people, but you do understand where he's coming from his motives and all that other stuff that I just brought out. And that was very compelling. The action sequences, they weren't some of the best I have ever seen in an MCU, but they were undoubtedly entertaining nonetheless. They were done very well. I was thoroughly entertained. And the origin story was really good. The writing and the directing was very good. This movie was directed by the same guy, Ryan Coogler, who directed Creed, which also stars Michael B. Jordan. And for me, I just don't understand why some people are saying that that movie was better than Black Panther. I just don't see it that way. I think Black Panther is a way better, not way better, but still a better film than Creed. Because I really got so immersed to this movie that Ryan Coogler has directed more than I was to Creed, which he directed. So with all the positives being thrown out that I want to brought out in this film, in this review, let's get down to the negatives that I have for this film. The most disappointing aspect for me personally is I didn't get the psychological part of the matchups between Erik Killmonger and T'Challa. I mean, sure, I got the physical part, which I really do like, but I didn't get the psychological part of it. I didn't get to see much of Erik Killmonger mentally and psychologically get into T'Challa's head to try to convince him to try to understand, not just understand where he's coming from, but also wanting to make him go with him to go up against Wakanda and everybody else who's standing in Erik Killmonger's way. I didn't really get much of that. I didn't feel like the stakes were higher for T'Challa to be, put in a situation where he's like forced to choose which one he chooses. Either be a wise king of Wakanda, or just understand and agree with where Erik Killmonger comes from and joins him and all that stuff. The stakes weren't higher for his character to be in that type of situation, because there wasn't a situation like that. And that to me was really disappointing. And another negative, the shaky cam kind of gets bothersome at times, especially the opening action scene at the beginning of the movie, in the first act specifically. But it didn't really bother me all too much, thankfully. And last but certainly not least, the CGI kind of looked just CGI to me. There are like various scenes where the CGI kind of does look noticeable. I feel like they could have done the CGI better and all that other stuff. And that's kind of cliche for me to say that, I guess. But that's just the way I feel when it comes to CGI. Now, beyond the issues I have with Black Panther, I'm not saying that this is one of the weakest installments of the MCU. I am not really saying that. I'm just saying that it's not a flawless movie, as far as most people are saying it is. Because every movie is not flawless. Every film had issues, and this is one of them. But I'm not going to deny the fact that I have a lot of... that I really enjoyed myself watching this movie. I can't deny the fact that I really love this movie, and for what it is. And I will definitely buy the Blu-ray version when it comes out. I'm going to give Black Panther a gold medal of honor. Anyway guys, that is my review for Black Panther. My next review in my MCU series leading up to Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be for The Incredible Hulk. And it's going to be up on February 27th. So be on the lookout for my review for The Incredible Hulk on that day. So anyway guys, that is about it. If you guys enjoyed my review, please click the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think of Black Panther if you have seen it. If you enjoy what you see here and you want to see future videos from me, please click the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.